The story kicks off in 1991 as a group of teens party near the Baypen corn syrup factory. A girl winds up a Baypen music box, and a creepy clown suddenly pops out. Looking for a thrill, the girl leads her boyfriend into the nearby cornfield. The boyfriend quickly loses track of her and spots a massive footprint in the mud. When he finally finds her, she starts coughing up blood, tells him to run, and collapses dead. He tries to flee in a panic, but he doesn't make it very far. A clown suddenly lunges out. He skewers the boy with a pitchfork and hoists him high into the air. Fast forward to the present. A teenage girl named Quinn and her dad Glenn drive into the town of Kettle Springs. They're looking for a fresh start in a new house located right by the Baypen factory. The next morning, a neighbor named Rust invites Quinn to walk to school with him. Quinn notices the town has a weirdly quiet vibe. In class, the teacher, Mr. Vern, gives Quinn detention just for being late. The students prank Mr. Vern by photoshopping his face onto a bodybuilder's body, which makes him livid. A student named Cole sticks up for Quinn and gets himself landed in detention too. After class, Quinn meets Cole's crew, Janet, Ronnie, Tucker, and Matt. They explain that Mr. Vern is a mean old man, so they prank him all the time. Quinn learns that Cole's dad is the mayor and that his family owns the Baypen Company. The town is celebrating Founders Day, featuring a clown mascot named Frendo. The kids film horror videos casting Frendo as a serial killer, racking up 65,000 YouTube followers. Afterward, Quinn goes to a diner with her dad, where the old waitress is very kind to Glenn, but rude to the teenager. The two then meet with the local sheriff, Dunn, who reveals that the old syrup factory in town recently burned down. The sheriff warns Quinn to keep her distance from Cole's crew. At a party that night, Cole admits they filmed at the factory, but insists the fire was just a wiring issue. But the coincidence is too big, and nobody really believes they are innocent. Suddenly, Matt appears covered in blood, followed by a person in a Frendo clown costume. Quinn screams her head off, only to realize it's a prank by Tucker, while Janet records it. Later, Quinn opens up to Cole about her mom's overdose, and Cole shares the tragedy of his sister drowning. Late at night, Quinn rewatches the video and is horrified to see a second, real clown lurking behind the fake one. She blasts a screenshot to the group chat, just as Tucker's doorbell cam sends him an alert. He sees someone in a Frendo mask outside and thinks Cole is trying to pull a reverse prank on him. Inside, he finds muddy footprints and discovers a Baypen music box sitting in his closet. Tucker thinks it's still a prank, but then all of a sudden, a clown lunges out and kills him. The scene shifts to the Founders Day festival, where Mayor Arthur delivers a speech. Quinn starts to suspect that the second clown in the video might actually be Rust. Just then, a masked performer on a bike pulls a fire stunt and accidentally torches the massive Frendo float. Total chaos breaks out as the crowd panics and scatters. Quinn and her friends try to get out of there, but Sheriff Dunn cuts them off. He blames them for the whole disaster and puts the entire group under arrest. The teens desperately plead their innocence, but the sheriff throws them in jail anyway. An old man in the cell gives them a cryptic warning to stay away from Frendo, or their dead meat. The next day, the group is finally released and allowed to head home. The scene cuts to Matt working out at home. He finds a Baypen music box nearby but tosses it in the trash, thinking it's just another prank from his friends. Just as Matt starts lifting weights, Frendo appears and pins the barbell down, trapping him. The maniac slides a sharp handsaw onto the bar and pushes down, brutally ending his life. That night, Quinn gets a text from Cole inviting her to a party. She slips out while her dad is asleep and hops into Cole's car. Cole hands Quinn an identical Baypen music box as a gift. While she's messing with the music box, they run into Rust, who's just coming back from hunting. After a brief, awkward chat, Cole drives off. Cole and Quinn arrive at a barn where a massive party is in full swing. They meet up with Janet and Ronnie, who are wondering where Tucker and Matt disappeared to. They suspect the duo is planning a huge prank and tell everyone to keep their guard up. After some dancing, Cole and Quinn head to a nearby shed to hook up, but Cole seems totally uninterested, leaving Quinn feeling like a fool as she walks away. Outside, Janet and Ronnie mockingly tell Quinn that Cole rejects everyone. A moment later, a scream echoes from the cornfield, and a girl with an arrow in her back stumbles out. Thinking it's yet another prank, the girls cautiously go over to check on her. Suddenly, someone tosses a masked head at Janet. They pull off the mask and find out it's Matt. Quinn is terrified, but Janet still insists it's all just part of the joke. But then, Quinn checks the girl's pulse and realizes she's actually dead, and pure panic sets in. Right then, Frendo bursts out of the cornfield and attacks. The students scream and lock themselves in the barn, accidentally trapping Janet, Quinn, and Ronnie outside. Frendo chases the three of them relentlessly as arrows rain down around them. Luckily, Russ shows up just in time and takes the killer down with his shotgun. They try to call 911, but there's no cell service in the area. To make matters worse, Frendo has slashed all the tires and swiped the car batteries. Just as they're about to unmask the killer, several more weapon-wielding Frendos emerge from the cornfield. The killers launch an ambush, and Rust fires off a shot, blowing off one of their hands. Another friendo lunges at Quinn, but Cole appears just in time to knock him cold with a metal pipe. A pack of crazed friendos gives chase through the barn as the teens run for their lives. Meanwhile, Quinn's dad finds out she snuck out and he's absolutely livid. Elsewhere, Cole's crew hides in a shed while the friendos bash the door and let out creepy laughs. One killer almost breaks through, so a panicked Rust uses 2 shots to take him out, leaving himself with only 1 bullet left. An angry Cole yells at him for wasting ammo, but Rust fires back, accusing Cole of abandoning him. The girls are stunned to realize the 2 boys used to be a couple. The group spots a sewer they can use to escape, and Rust suggests using fuel as a distraction. The scene cuts to Glenn, who's searching the town for Quinn and finds his clinic has been broken into. A friendo suddenly jumps him and holds a knife to his throat, forcing him to treat a wounded clown. Glenn is totally confused, but the friendo threatens to kill Quinn if he doesn't help. Back at the shed, just as the friendos are about to burst in, Russ stays to light the fire, while the others head into the sewer. The gas causes a huge explosion that wipes out the clowns, and the teens make it outside safely. When Russ doesn't show up, Cole wants to go back for him, but the girls suggest heading to a couple named Tillerson's house to call the cops. They make it to the main road and run into Sheriff Dunn on patrol. Seeing them covered in blood and armed, the sheriff ignores their story and arrests Cole on the spot. The sheriff drives off with Cole, leaving the girls stranded and alone in the dangerous wilderness. With no other choice, the girls have to head back through the cornfield toward the Tillerson house. Suddenly, another friendo appears with a chainsaw and starts a wild chase. During the chaos, Ronnie gets caught, and the clown brutally runs her through with the chainsaw. Quinn and Janet are paralyzed with fear, but manage to scramble away from the scene. They finally reach the Tillerson house, only to find a motionless clown slumped over in the living room. The girls find a phone, but they have no clue how to use an old-school rotary dial. Soon, their hearts sink when they see a bulletin board filled with their pictures and old newspaper clippings about brutal murders of teens in the area over the years. They also find a Baypen music box placed on a table and realize that it's a trap. The girls bolt downstairs in a panic, but a friendo lunges out and skewers Janet with a pitchfork. Quinn pulls the pitchfork out and kills the clown in a frenzy, but right before they die, both Janet and the clown tell her they hate her. Quinn grabs the car keys and hightails it out of the house. Meanwhile, Glenn fakes a failed resuscitation at the clinic to trick another friendo into dropping his knife. He catches the killer off guard and brutally stabs the friendo's neck, then hears over the radio that his daughter is being taken to the Baypen factory. Quinn jumps in the car, but she can't get it moving because she doesn't know how to drive a stick shift. A pack of friendos swarms the car and drags her away. Quinn wakes up in the abandoned Baypen factory, surrounded by a circle of masked friendos. The clowns unmask, revealing themselves to be Sheriff Dunn, Mr. Vern, the waitress, and other local. And the man pulling the strings is none other than Mayor Arthur. The mayor explains that cleaning up the town's bad seeds is a long-standing local tradition, such as kids who go to the barn to party and drink. Quinn sees Cole dangling from the ceiling. The mayor coldly disowns his son, blaming him for his sister's drowning. Just as Sheriff Dunn is about to execute Quinn, Glenn smashes his car through the factory wall to save the day. In the mayhem, one clown gets his head crushed, and the waitress is impaled by a metal pipe. Glenn gets shot by the sheriff while trying to free Cole and collapses. Quinn hides in a room full of mannequins. Sheriff Dunn soon breaks inside and struggles to find her among several mannequins. He fires blindly at one of them, just as Quinn grabs a cattle prod to take down Sheriff Dunn. Meanwhile, Cole leans against the car and confronts his father, asking if he burned the factory just for the insurance money. Arthur smugly admits to everything before peeling out in his car, leaving Cole dangling in midair. An injured Glenn tries his best to save Cole, but he's right on the edge of collapsing. Suddenly, Russ shows up and shoots the rope, dropping Cole to safety. The two lovers finally make up and share a passionate kiss. Quinn arrives, and the 4 survivors all pile into the car. With Glenn coaching her, Quinn finally gets the hang of driving a stick shift. The last killer, Mr. Vern, stands in the middle of the road revving a chainsaw. But this time, they're done running and plow right into him. 1 year later, Quinn is getting ready to head off to college. Glenn is busy on the campaign trail, running to be the next mayor of Kettle Springs. Rust and Cole show up to say goodbye and give her a self-defense baton as a parting gift. As Quinn drives away, she spots yet another Baypen music box inside her car. It's a sign that the nightmare might not be over, but she just calmly tosses it out the window. And that's the end of the story.